Man, all right, guys, you came back for another. I'll tell you what, this is the easiest thing you're ever gonna smoke. These are beef plate ribs. They're dinosaur ribs. These are the ones that you're gonna wanna put on, smoke them for a little bit, wrap them up in some peachy paper, or don't wrap them up in some peachy paper. Wrap them in foil or don't wrap them in foil. If you're not really sure, don't worry about it. We're gonna do both tonight. I'm not gonna put foil on these, but we'll do one straight on the smoker. We're gonna do one, we're gonna wrap it in peachy paper after it hits 165. One's gonna get the dark, crispy bark. The other one's gonna get the bark, but then we're gonna, after wrapping it, it's gonna just internalize all those juices. One's gonna be good, one's gonna be better. We're not sure which one yet. Stay tuned. Okay, so what we've got here are 2 racks of beef short ribs. Got a membrane on the bottom, a little bit of meat in between, but with the short ribs, all the meat is up on top. This is basically what they call brisket on a stick. After these things smoke up and render down, it's gonna be delicious, it's gonna be amazing. What I am gonna do is trim up a little bit of fat on the top, not a whole lot. I wanna get the silver skin off, okay? I wanna get some of this loose fat off, but a lot of it, I want it to render down. Now there's marbling in here, and I know all of that is gonna keep everything nice and juicy, so a lot of this fat on top, I wanna remove it because I wanna get my beef rub on there. You know how we do it, the simple beef rub, just kosher salt, pepper, and I like to grind up a little bit of fresh celery in my rub. Like I said, we've got a membrane on the bottom, but we're not gonna remove this membrane like you would with, say, some pork ribs or some baby backs or something like that. We're not gonna remove this membrane. This membrane on the back side of these ribs is gonna help hold everything together. They're gonna fall off the bone anyway, but you're gonna wanna keep this in place. Don't worry about it. So I wanna show something real quick. Some of this fat that we're trimming off has silver skin running underneath it. That silver skin's not gonna help us. Now we're gonna get it up to temp. We're gonna get it easily up to 200, 203 degrees. Not a prime number, but I'll geek out on that later. But a lot of this connective tissue and a lot of this fat, it's gonna render down. But I wanna get this silver skin off so that when we put our simple beef rub on, it gets directly into the meat. Some of this fat, we're gonna leave on. But the stuff with the silver skin on it, I wanna get that silver skin off. So we got our ribs trimmed up exactly the way we want them. A little bit of fat left on there, a little bit of silver skin taken off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my simple beef rub on there, little kosher salt, little pepper, little ground fresh celery salt. I'm gonna wrap them up in some peachy paper, put them in the fridge overnight. I'm gonna dry brine these things, maybe about 14 hours. I'm gonna put them on the smoker tomorrow about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It all depends on how the morning goes. But I'm gonna get these things on the peachy paper, season them up, wrap them up. Stay with me. I'll tell you what, this simple beef rub is so simple and it's just perfect on beef. There's no way to describe it other than simple. It's certainly not perfect, but it is super simple. And with that celery seed, man, it does something to the beef. I can't even explain it. It almost tenderizes and moisturizes and adds like some tannins in there as well. But let me know what rub you use. If you use something different, I know a lot of people use the salt, the pepper, and the garlic. That's really popular. I don't. I love garlic. If you watched any of my videos, you know I love garlic. Why? Because garlic doesn't need a reason. You just add garlic. If you think it's too much garlic, add more. It's gonna be fine. But with this, man, this simple beef rub is just, it's amazing. Let me know in the comments below what kind of rub you use and what other spices and seasonings you use on your ribs. I'd be interested to see it. I'm always up for trying something new. If I see something that you're saying works really well and you're getting these results or those results, man, I'm gonna try it too. These are some big bones in here. I love doing dino ribs, man. This is the Fred Flintstone meal, the one where the waitress comes out, slaps that big old drive-through takeout platter thing on the side of the Flintstone mobile. The big old dinosaur, or the brontosaurus bone, the brontosaurus ribs, whatever it was, and the Flintstone mobile, man, that thing just flips over because that dinosaur bone is so heavy. That's exactly what we got here, some dino ribs. Let's pick up some of that. Yeah, there we go, right there on the edge. Recycling there, look at that. Pop that bad boy in there. All right, so I've got them seasoned up. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap these up, get them in the fridge. They're gonna dry brine until about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll fire up the smoker, get them on, we'll put a probe in them. We're gonna cook them to about 160, 165 internal. I'm gonna wrap one, and I'm gonna leave the other one unwrapped on the smoker. This is dino ribs 2 ways. All right. In you go. All right, let's get this going. All right, guys, we're gonna get these dino ribs on. Got the smoker fired up already. Let's unpackage them. They've been dry brining overnight in the fridge. Oh yeah. These are gonna go right out on the grill just like this. We're gonna wait till they get to about 165 degrees internal on this bigger one. We're gonna wrap this bigger one in some peachy paper. This one's gonna go bark all the way, freestyle. All right, so I got the smoker set. 275. It's gonna run plus or minus 5-10 degrees as it warms up and cools down. Let's get this big one on. Get this next, still big one, but the smaller of the two on right next to it. All right, let's give these bad boys a look. After about 2 hours, them dinosaur bones are looking good. Special today for my boy's birthday, Big 8. He'll get his own bone. All right, let's give this another look. We're at about 3 hours. Oh yeah. Probe this bad boy. I'm using the Maverick probe. Just got it. First poke coming up. There we go. $165. $165. I've got these probes that are connected down here, but because the light is so bright out here, I can't see the readout. So I'm using the probe. Plus, I wanted to poke it, make sure we're getting probe tender. They're getting there, not quite there yet. So we're gonna pull this big one, wrap it in some peachy paper, beautiful peachy paper, and we're gonna let the other one ride full bark. Get some water in my pan too. There's the big one, fresh out of the smoker, sitting at 165. Before we wrap it up, look at there. It's already starting to draw up a little bit. It's exactly what we're looking for. So we'll wrap this bad boy up, get it back in the smoker, finish it off at around 200. 200 is our target temp. But remember, just like the brisket, when you get up that high, it's more about feel than it is about the actual number. Don't worry about the number. It's got to be probe tender, just like butter. Back in it goes. All right, just came out here to check these. Been on for about 6.5 hours. Look at that. That is just like butter. Oh Oh man, this side is good. This side needs a little more time. Just, oh man, I don't know. Maybe a little, oh yeah, see, it's a little, not as tender back there. So we're gonna let this one go a little bit. Our wrapped one, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's like butter. We're gonna pull the wrapped one. We're gonna let the unwrapped go for a little bit longer. Towel in there for insulation. Go. Final resting place. All right, so I just checked this. This is the one we wanted to run a little bit longer. Over here on this side, look at that. Now it's like butter. Man, there's almost zero resistance. The only resistance I'm getting is from the bark on top. And we're sitting at right around 203 degrees. Let's get this bad boy in and let it rest. Well, let's unbox these bad boys. All right. Boom. You want to come check this out, Aim? All right, guys. Here is the dino rib. It was 100% unwrapped. Come take a look at this. See how the meat drew away from the bone? That is perfect. These short ribs are amazing. Unlike a pork rib where you have meat between the bones, all of this meat is on top of the bone. Let's go take our first cut right through here. Oh, that bark from being out unwrapped the whole time. Look at that. Take a look at that. I don't know if you can see the juices still come. Man, this rested for about an hour. That looks perfect. Brisket on a stick right there. That is brisket on a stick. Let's slice the rest of this up. Wow, the smoke ring on that looks pretty good. A little drier than I wanted, but I bet the one that was wrapped up is much more juicy. All right, this is the one that we wrapped once the internal temperature got to 165. Oh yeah, those juices inside, spilling out all over the counter. The unveiling. Oh man. Oh geez, it's got jiggle like a brisket. It's so, oh, wow. We lost a bone. Repeat, we lost a bone.
How do you know it's good?
Pull the probe. Okay, let's get this out of there.
Like that.
That's how you know it's good.
Off the bone.
All right, meow. Good Lord. Look at this. Look at how it drew up again.
Look at the size of that thing.
One without a bone. All right. Oh my gosh. Perfect. All right, let's slice some of these up. Too bad the birthday boy's not here. We'll save him a whole bone. The birthday boy, we'll save him this one. The birthday bone. Dig in, tell me what you think. Get that first taste test.
Lots of flavor.
Elton?
Wow. Is it okay if I take this home? It's really good.
Good. All right, guys, so that was it. That was the beef ribs, 2 ways. One in the wrap, one just out there on the smoker by itself the whole time. Great smoke ring on both of them. A little bit more bark on the one that ran without the paper. The one in the paper was really, really juicy. The one outside of the peachy paper, not as moist, but still really, really good. Everything was delicious. I think everybody liked it, and that's the dino ribs. The birthday dino rib.
That's good. It's really good. What's that red stuff?
That, son, is a smoke ring.
What's that red stuff right there?
That's a smoke ring too. It's from being on the smoker. Just the right amount of time.
Tastes like beer.
It's cow.